The government of Bangladesh has just announced the financial year 2026-7 budget. There's a lot of discussions going on. So I think overall, I think we need to go beyond the discussion of allocation and really look at some of the foundational problem that needs to be addressed, and how does the budget relate to those constraints and those challenges. So with respect to social protection, so it's very clear that obviously allocation has increased, and that's really good that the allocation has increased, especially in a context where we've had several years of inflationary pressures and leading to overall situation of distress resilience, where the resilience capability of the poor, but also the lower middle, the vulnerable non-poor, has been eroded over the years. But the fundamentals of the dynamics that has led to the distress resilience situation, that really needs to be addressed. And that is about how do you control inflation. It's about how do you really create jobs, and also how do you actually reduce the indebtedness that's really happening due to people having to fend for themselves with their own savings. So and all of this is to be financed, which again requires how you are financing all these investments. So I think across these four challenges, I think we need to really look at the budget in terms of inflationary pressure management, which may actually be worsened with the large enhanced budget that has been announced, primarily because of the enhanced developmental expenditure of the overall budget. So how the government plans to really manage the inflationary pressure is going to be really critical. And then the joblessness, on the other hand, the real wage has been stagnant and declining. So how do we actually get private investment to be increasing in the country is really central. And then lastly, of course, if the taxation through which we are going to be funding this enhanced budget, is going to be primarily driven by indirect taxation that is regressive, that obviously will have a detrimental effect on the overall impact that we want to create with the social protection. So the enhanced social protection allocation needs to be looked in the context of some of the other structural challenges that the economy faces, and how does the budget relate to that. And I think with respect to those areas, we don't really see a lot of ambition and a lot of clear ideas there. And I think that really is the big challenge. Now, with respect to the social protection budget itself, it's really good that we now have about 2.1% of GDP allocated. The share of non-acceptable portion of the social protection budget has declined, but still it accounts for more than half of total spending. But I think if we look at one of the main allocation that has enhanced, the sort of the direct pro-poor part of the social protection budget is the family card. Now, if you look at the pilot, it's very clear that the pilot has not been very well implemented. But more importantly, the kind of openness through which the lessons and the scrutiny needs to happen, and for those lessons to be discussed and heard and actioned by the government as it goes for the scaling of this quite expensive program, is not very clear. And I think that is where the big challenge lies. But the idea of the pilot before scaling is to have real open and transparent ways in which we basically learn about the challenges that the pilot is facing. And we are yet to see a strong demand for that before the scaling happens. And I really hope that we do that because we don't want to waste money. It is good that we have a more of a welfarist bent through our social protection, and that spirit is absolutely fantastic, but we need to be also rigorous about the effectiveness of the interventions through which we want to take that spirit forward. And I think that is really, really important, and I hope that we're going to be really focused on that.